guests this week are Blood Like Honey. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Now, we've just done an acoustic session, so yeah, bear with us. And it might come out before this or after. Who knows?
It slaps.
Yeah, I think it definitely slaps.
Yeah.
James is shaking.
it's
James
great.
has left. He doesn't like that term.
This is our advertisement for a new drummer. Yeah.
What's up, honeys?
And would you like to go around the room and introduce yourselves?
I'm James, I play drums.
I'm Josh, I sing and I play guitar.
I'm Tom, I play bass.
So as there's three of you, I'm going to let you describe the band in just 3 words without being genre specific.
Mesmeric.
What?
Mesmeric. That's not a word, you made that up.
It is totally a word.
Like left field.
What's it mean?
Well, we described it with big stinky riffs, which is
Yeah,
what I like.
big stinky riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad punk
Boys.
boys. Sad punk tacos.
Sad punk tacos.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's sad punk tacos. I think it's.
Taco Bell music.
Are you looking up mesmeric? Mesmeric.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
know what this means.
It means causing a person to become completely transfixed and unaware of their surroundings.
I don't know
It's
if I want.
mesmeric.
Yeah, I don't know if I want people to listen to us and feel like that.
Don't listen to us in the car then.
I tell you
You
what,
get
I listened
a
to the
lot
new
of
Blood Like Honey and I
nonsense.
crashed.
I want to drive my car off the bridge. Okay, so what did we go for in the end?
Big stinky riffs.
And
I think.
mesmeric.
And
So.
A bonus word, mesmeric.
Yeah, please. I want to add that in.
Cool. There we go.
Sorted. So how did you come up with the name?
Before Tom was in the band, we had another guy called Harry, and he lived out in like the middle of nowhere. And we built a rehearsal room out of an old horse stable, so like in the middle of the country, surrounded by like these like horrible bugs and stuff. And one evening after a practice, in the middle of summer, we came out and like we were just getting attacked by mosquitoes. And I said, "Oh, my blood must be like honey." And then it was like, and then I think you and I, James, just looked at each other and went, "Oh." It was like an office thing. Like you'd look at the camera and you're like, "Oh, yeah, that'll
We
do."
were struggling for so long to try and think of a name, and we were joking, thinking that someday we will just say something and we'll just know that that's the name. And it was just funny that we were just not expecting it was going to be something like that, and then
We sat down for like an hour trying to think of names. I think Hazarai was one of them.
oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, which
I'm
we
so
glad
glad
we-
you didn't like that.
You wouldn't have joined the band.
Yeah.
otherwise.
The person that had, like,
Do I want to join what band? No.
is it like Japanese for all the bells and whistles, like bells and whistles or something?
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
It sounds so pedantic.
Yeah. Because we're Hazarai.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So yeah, Blood Like Honey.
Yeah, no, it's a great name. Is any other Blood Like Honeys out there? Or are you the only one?
There's Honey Blood, isn't there? Which is.
Oh.
Very, yeah.
Yeah.
finally.
Were they before or after you?
I think
same
similar.
time, yeah.
Similar.
Oh.
But they're more popular.
Yeah.
As well, so
I think
bit of
that.
a sore point.
And they're like, kind of like
Are they another
indie-
UK band or are they?
I think
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think-
see them on gig posters. I'm like, oh,
They're
so
quite.
close.
Are they near Norwich or
I think
or
they're.
do they actually go on
don't
like
know.
proper tours?
I think they go on real
They
tours.
were real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when we played the Waterfront studio, they're playing like the Waterfront.
yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
man, one day.
bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was any time you search Blood Like Honey online, it comes up with a song called Like
Like
Blood
Blood
Like
Like
Honey.
Yeah.
It's Holly Brooke. It's
a good song,
a girl who, like, she guested on one of the Linkin Park records, I think, and then I think that was her claim to fame. So now she does solo stuff, and then one of the songs off one of them was Like Blood Like Honey. So it's if you search for anything, this is always what comes
Mm.
up. Yeah,
Too late to change now. So
yeah.
I like it.
It's a really bad name for like our. Is it SEO?
SEO.
Yeah, search engine or
Yeah,
something. Optimization.
I wanted to add a Z on the end.
Blood
just
Like
so
Honey
yeah,
Zs.
yeah.
you know, like how churches did or something.
Yeah.
Just put a V in.
Yeah.
Just a random V.
Yeah. Or we could like Blood, like with an umlaut.
Do you have
yeah.
like a
Cooney?
silent Q that you just never
Yeah.
put in there?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
still do that.
Still
Yeah.
do that. Just Tipex
Yeah.
over the shirts. Just put a little Q in there somewhere.
Change all the zeros, all the O's to zeros.
Yeah, do like the under oath.
Yeah.
Strike, yeah.
These are all options.
So far we've covered how our band name doesn't work online.
It's a great name, but it just doesn't work.
How the other band names weren't so great, but they would probably be better for search engine stuff.
Need 2 names.
I told you before about that band John. How hard it was to find them. They're a great band, but trying to find
They're
them
just
on
called
Facebook.
John.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'll get them in, but I probably won't be able to find them.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, good luck.
messaging every Job like, you got a band?
Yeah.
Or are you just
It's
actually
like some
John?
random guy comes here and just like, you wanted John, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm John.
No, I'm John.
They're all called John, and they've got a band called John. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Is
how
that, is that oh my
seriously,
God.
yeah.
Wow. I need to get them in.
They're a great band. Yeah, they're good. They're very good.
Wow. That's thrown me that. So let's talk about your brand new single, which should be out by the time this comes out.
April
Yes.
5th.
April
5th
5th.
of April.
Yeah, well, it comes out with the whole EP, so we're not... I think we unfortunately left it a little while between EP releases, so we thought we'll just release the whole thing at
Yeah,
once.
we don't want to delay it any
Yeah.
more, really. So it's just
It has been a little while, hasn't it?
yeah.
Well,
Been a very
we
long
took a
time.
year off just to sort of hang out as friends, and because it's
Yeah.
quite important to do when you're in a band together and you see each other a lot. Like you sort of the line dilutes between bandmates and friends, so we wanted to make sure we were more
Yeah.
focused on being friends and write music when we were quite comfortable and stuff. And then
Yeah.
so when we just decided, I think we were going to release it a little bit later, but I think we just were like, yeah, no, let's get it out now. Like, you know, we had some good gigs coming up and stuff like that, so we had the potential to have a better release. So we thought, let's just drop it.
Hurricane Headaches, I should say.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the name of the EP.
Mm-hmm.
The lead single is called 67.
Obviously, I don't know what other tracks are on here because
It's a secret.
it is
Yeah.
kind of a secret.
It is, yeah.
Would you guys want to do like kind of a track commentary of these
Ooh,
tracks?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know the titles of them, so I'm just
Yeah.
going to be like track 1.
Well, I think track 1 is
Track 1 is 67.
67. So, yeah.
That's what we're calling the lead single.
Mm.
That song's been around a while now. I think anyone that's seen us live probably knows it
Yeah.
like really well by now. Yeah, we
They'd be like,
first,
this isn't new.
yeah, we first played it ages ago, and I think with the whole EP it wasn't like, oh, we've got new songs, let's go record it. Is that we've got new songs, let's demo them to death
Yeah.
and take the songs apart and put them back together several times and really go hard on it. That's kind of what we did for the whole EP. That song, as soon as we wrote that song, it's like that has to start the next EP,
Yeah. I think
sort of thing.
we
Yeah,
played it through first full time with the chorus. I think we were all just like, oh, that's
yeah,
it. That's the big one, I think, like, because that's
Yeah.
our set ender a lot of the time as well. So it's just like we want to leave people with that impression. So I think having that first on the EP is just sort of like, we've been gone 2 years, we're back. This
Yeah.
is it. This is how it's going to kick off. So
like full on audio assault
yeah,
Yeah, it's
straight
like,
away.
it's quite a concise sort of introduction as to what we're all about now. I
Mm.
think so. I think that's why it really sort of works. Yeah.
big stinky riffs.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's got big stinky riffs. It's got
It's mesmeric.
hooky chorus. It's got screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Loud and heavy drums and
Yeah.
everything like that. So yeah. And track 2 is
Track 2, Beauchamp House.
Beecham
Beauchamp
House.
Beauchamp House.
Beecham House. Yeah. So
I
that,
don't know how to pronounce it. That song.
So yeah, Beecham House. It's a little bit slower. It's more like fuzzy, and we experimented with like a different time signature in the bridge. And for me anyway, it's quite cathartic to play live because it's really, it's not so fast. You can't really get into it. Like it's that sort of thing where it's pretty, just like 4 on the floor. Like
Yeah,
heavy.
it's a slow gurney headbanger.
Yeah.
I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lots of fuzz and just lots of just mania, which is great
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, for me it was like the start of like a heavier sort of direction for us as well. Like before, it's been quite sort of rocky elements with an element of heaviness, but this is a lot more. I don't know.
More alternative.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's more sort of. I don't know. I'm not explaining it very well, but it's a lot.
It's always so hard to describe like your own music.
Yeah.
And then next track is Annex.
Oh, I think it's Annex.
Yeah, that's probably our oldest song on the EP
So
for us.
That song we play. That song is now so old, and there's been so long between EPs that we played that song live at our last EP launch.
Yeah, we did. I think we opened with it.
I think we opened with it. Like, this is a new song that's going to be on our next EP, which will probably be a few months.
Yeah.
2 years later.
Whoops. Yeah. That one. That's like your typical sort of modern pop punk. Or I kind of think of like a Great Noise, like it's kind of ducking punches-y, where it's like the drums are really carrying the rhythm. It's more upbeat.
Just
it's
really
just
driving.
chords. Yeah. A little bit of lead bit. So that one's quite a nice one to play. Just because I think, it's like all our songs have a tendency to be a bit minor and a bit, a bit sad sounding, and this one is just a bit.
I always think it's a nice break in the set list when we can go from like some of the riffs on the new stuff are quite like doomy. I think like Beecham House is quite doomy in places, and then that one's like a lot more happier and upbeat. Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah, like the guitarist, it's G, C, and E minor, which is just like the chord, like the axis of awesome chords. Like, it's just you can jump from that one to play Wonderwall quite easy,
which we always do.
Which we always do
every set.
That one is such a cathartic song to play live. Like, it's one of those ones with just such a straightforward chorus, like especially in the lyric, that I'm really hoping that it'll be one of those ones that people like really get behind the lyrics, and then we'll have sing-alongs and stuff. So
I think cathartic is quite a good theme for the EP as well.
I think so. Yeah,
a lot of anger.
Went into
the EP.
Absolutely.
And then next track is Earl Grey, which is my personal favourite on the EP. That one, again, that's quite slow in the sense of it's not doomy per se, but the riffs are quite slow, and it really evolves into sort of this huge chorus, which I think is amazing, and it doesn't really change that much, so it kind of keeps that feel of just like really in the same way as Beecham, where it's just slow and you can really groove along to it and really get into it, which I think is that one. And then ending on Amsterdam Harbour, which is very different for us, which is like this.
That's a very. I think we stumbled into that area with I think 30 seconds of a song on the last EP with a song called June, where we did very sort of ballady intro, and we took that a step further and did I think it's about
6 minutes,
6.5 minute ballad.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. It's based around one guitar loop, so it's like 4 layers of a loop, and that travels throughout the entire of the song, and then it ends like a big booming chorus, because obviously that's what you want to end the EP on, is something really loud and heavy and stuff. And James, I love him, but he was just like, I want you to do some guitar tapping at the end of that, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll try.
It's like, James has it easy, and that's me and Josh not so much.
Yeah, it's like two-handed tapping at the end, and there's like
there's a bit I'm doing two-handed tapping on bass, which I don't like doing it on guitar. On bass, less so.
Yeah, and there's like synths on it, and there's an orchestra playing, and so it's a really big. I think especially for you, me, James. I think big Jimmy Eat World fans like Clarity and stuff like that. I think that's where we get a lot of drive from that sort of EP, and we've got a lot of things like Black Foxes, Jimmy Eat World, Biffy and stuff, and I think we've kind of taken all of those elements of that band, made them our own. So I think there is at least a shred of that in the EP, but obviously ultimately it's how we sound, it's how we want to sound, and if each song's slightly different, it's because we wanted it to sound different. We wanted it to be. We didn't really compromise on anything. I think that's probably why it's taken a little while, is because we wanted to make sure every part of every song is just perfect and just something that we love. Like if we're putting in a riff there, or making a little lead line, or holding back on it. So I'm really
like I said earlier, we demoed the songs to death. So I think we must have started demoing it in like last May. Yeah. Something like that. And we started recording in October. Yeah. That's a long while to work on 5 songs. And it can make you lose your mind a bit. But it meant by the time we started recording, it was less like being, we have to like remember all these parts and stuff. It was like, we know what we've got to do. We can just focus on getting like the sounds and textures we want. And we just could throw ourselves into it, which was really fun.
Every layer, every melody, every drum part. Stuff like that, and it was just sort of thing that's like
it was nice to like listen to the full EP before we'd even started
Yeah.
recording it. So I think that always helps.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think it helps as well because you're probably recording
Yeah.
it as well, I'm
Yeah,
guessing?
Yeah. Everything about this EP was done in-house. Me and Josh did most of the demos ourselves, with like James contributing as well, but it was mostly like me and Josh been
But recording the demos.
recording them at like each of our houses and sending stuff over, working on that together, and then recorded it with me engineering stuff.
We were all helpfully producing, because obviously James wasn't afraid to say, do this guitar part a little differently. We won't say maybe do this on drums. So it was all kept between the three of us.
Yeah, it's all about the end goal of
yeah.
wanting a product that we're happy of, and it's nice having something that's a tight unit, as a 3-piece, to be like not afraid to be like, I think this could be done better or this could be done differently. And it was nice not having time constraints of outside influences of
other producers saying, I'm not really sure on that one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hearing it for the first time.
Sometimes that helps, like having another producer being like, this doesn't work, but
Did you have any outside influences at
no.
all? Was it just literally you?
I think we spent so long on the demos, and like as the demo started is nothing how they ended up anyway.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like, here's the idea, it's done. It was like,
yeah.
we
had that time.
we had
Yeah.
that time ourselves to like assess and listen with fresh ears that someone like an outside source would have given us.
Yeah,
So yeah, and we did like the artwork between the three of us as well.
Yeah, we had
So,
our original artwork was very, very different to the. I know you're probably kicking yourself if you want that artwork. Really
part of me still wants it.
I think it should
Can
be
have it on the back
cover.
cover.
Yeah, I think we'll have to release that artwork at some point. It was a cat.
I think you should explain it, James. You loved it. It was your.
It's like a zonked out cat.
Do you have a picture?
I could probably
Find
It's
it.
in
Yeah.
Dropbox.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
show me, but you can
I'll have
describe
to,
it.
If I was to describe
Audio
it in one word, it'd
description.
be mesmeric.
I'd be big stinky cat.
Big stinky cat.
But
But that was our original artwork
For so long.
For so long,
Yeah.
and then when it was like, I think we need more. Like the songs are very serious and
Yeah.
dark. I think we need more serious artwork, and it was hard to say goodbye.
It
I
was.
think, yeah.
I reckon it'll make its appearance on a T-shirt down the line. I
I'd like
reckon.
that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'd
Because
buy
it's-
our own t-shirt.
yeah. That was what it was supposed to be.
Oh, it's even got the name on it.
Yeah. So it's your cat?
It's my friend Gemma and Liam's cat. I think that's Leia, and I don't know what's going on in that photo.
Is it like
I
it
think
looks?
she might have had like tummy was being scratched or something, but
It looks like what a cat looks like just before they sneeze.
yeah,
Like,
The pink collar as well.
yeah,
It's
it
great.
really adds to it.
Yeah, you could definitely put that on a t-shirt, I'd say.
It needs to make.
We'll save for the next EP.
Yeah.
Another 2 years.
Yeah, another
Hopefully
2 or
not.
3 years.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the cat encapsulates everything about this band. Like it's just,
We just
Yeah.
like cats.
Yeah, we just really like cat.
We'll
It's something that it's not too serious. Like we have fun. Everyone loves cats, as you say. Comes down to it.
So, would you like to introduce the first single of the new EP?
You can go, Josh.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
this is your song.
Okay, this is 67 of Hurricane Headaches.
about new EP. So let's talk about your local scene at the moment. Obviously, you've been around for a while. Can you sort of describe what it's like now to when you first started, or has it always been that good?
I think the scene's always been good. I think it has suffered a lot recently from venue closures.
Yeah.
And there's now such a big gulf between a venue that a starting band would play and a more established band. There's no kind of in between anymore. It's either like corner of a pub or a 250 cap venue. There's like no kind of in between. I think that's
kind of like what's happening down here actually at the moment.
Yeah.
There's becoming like that divide.
Yeah, there's definitely like a divide, which there just needs to be like one venue in
between.
In between, there needs to be a stepping stone.
So I think there are a lot of bands that do play between the two. I know we do. Like, you know, like obviously, like our first show we played, it's a great little venue, which is Gringo's, which is, you know, for local and up and coming bands, it's a great place to play. And then, you know, you get like Waterfront Studio, and then you get people that play like Open and Epic and stuff, which are all amazing venues. But as you say, like, it's sort of...
They are pretty big, aren't they?
They're pretty big venues.
Pretty big.
They're great guys that run it as well. So
that's nothing against them, obviously.
No, absolutely not.
Because I mean, they didn't have to put like these types of bands on, but they do, which is really
like,
amazing. Actually,
if you're like an upcoming band and you want to put on gigs yourself or something, it's a lot of like money to book. Like a risk if you haven't played at that level yet. Sort of thing. So you have to kind of wait to be offered a show, sort of thing.
And then there's kind of like a bit of pressure there as well, obviously, to bring a big crowd of people down.
Yeah. I don't think any bands obviously mean to go at loggerheads with each other, but obviously there's that thing of like sometimes there's a new band that comes up and they jump miles ahead, and there are some bands that have been slogging it for years and stuff. And I think it is purely just luck of the draw.
Yeah,
and in Norwich especially, like, you know, there are so many amazing bands down in Norwich. Like, I think it's just like it's kind of a double-edged sword. You're so lucky to play with so many amazing bands, but at the same time, it's so hard to try and stand out and, you know, be like, hey, we're doing something slightly different, or, you know, we'll try and get up on that. So,
so would you say that's the solution, like a venue in between, or?
Yeah, because I thought Our Sanctuary was a great stepping stone. That was sort of like at full capacity. It was like 100.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the corner of a bar. It was like a stage, and like it was
a proper like punk rock, dive bar feel. But it was amazing.
So that's like the stepping stone.
But that's what
between,
you want, isn't it?
That's the stepping stone between like the corner of a pub and something like Waterfront Studio, which is like has a team of bouncers and a barrier and all this stuff. It's
well, so I mean, like Every Time I Die played at the Owl Sanctuary, which is just bonkers.
Yeah, and crazy to think of.
Yeah, and it's sold out in like 5 minutes, sort of thing. So it's a shame that venue had to go. But yeah, I think you say that could be a solution. But I think it's just because a lot of people, you know, there's so many like promotion like guys down in Norwich and stuff that are putting on places. Like there's Poor Boy, who we all know really well. Who shout Poor Boy, by the way, who put on shows like this, like Cafe Like Rabbit and The Mischief and stuff like that.
I think gigs like that are a great solution to the problem. A lot of the time they turn places that aren't venues into venues for a night. Like Rabbit in Norwich is like, I'd never heard of it until I think we all went to a gig there together. Yeah, and it is just the basement of a coffee shop, which they put a PA and like a little stage into and rammed it out. And that was great, like great atmosphere. It's
always so round.
Yeah, that's like
they could just do that once a month.
Yeah, that is the perfect like in between step that some bands want or need.
Yeah,
more like that would be cool. Yeah,
but yeah, I think every kind of town or city is kind of suffering from the same thing.
Yeah,
definitely in Cambridge.
It's definitely not a Norwich exclusive thing.
Yeah, it's become a divide down here as well, where it's just like tiny little pubs, and then the ones in between, like you said, they're all going. So then it's just like moving up to these bigger ones, and there's more risk, more money involved, and
it's difficult to get out of that cycle as well. Like once you've been playing in those sort of venues all the time, and like trying to branch out and like
you start getting known for it.
Exactly, because it can just go on. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing, you know, the same sort of places all the time, but it's about having that
just keep it fresh,
progress on, all that kind of thing. So, but we've been really lucky. Like some of our favourite gigs, like when we played like the open club rooms. We've always had great gigs there, and you know, I've been very lucky with some of the lineups and we've played with.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's been like one of your personal highlights with the band so far, do you think?
I think for me, it's some of the weirder gigs end up being
The Yarmouth gig.
definitely not the Yarmouth gig.
Okay, what happened there? I
Chased
want to
that
know
with
now.
pitchforks.
What? No, we didn't know, but
We're not far off.
no.
Did you upset some people?
Well, I don't know how this is going to come across, but so during our set, there was a bunch of like regulars at the bar, and they were like you know, blokes, you know, typical blokes in a bar on like a Friday, whatever day of the week it was, Friday or Saturday.
Slightly older gentlemen.
Yeah, and we were playing, and Josh was introducing a song, and we'd already heard them, like overhearing them all night, like giving stick to bands and making like discriminatory comments between other people in the bar and stuff. Yeah. And can I use bad language?
Yeah.
And Josh was introducing a song, and one of them just went, "Get on with it, you tosser."
Yeah.
So I took my bass off and went up to which is not like me at all. I just had enough of this group, and I just went up to him and be like, "What's your problem?" And like they all were like, "Well, we just want you to play." And like so this big group of burly men suddenly turned into like teenage boys.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we just want you to play." And I was like, "All right, then, like, stop calling us tossers then." And then, like, as soon as I walked away, they were like, "Wanker." And then after we played, I was like, "Can we just like go home?" Yeah, not that. That's not.
No, it was because like that gig, like obviously, it was put on by a lovely person called Amy, and we played with a great band called Like Optimists.
Who? We're still. That's how we met them. We're still really good friends with them. It was just.
There was a slight neo-Nazi vibe, and it was like, oh my god.
No, there was just these
In
people
Great
at
Yarmouth,
the
I'm
bar.
not surprised.
No.
It was just like.
That place is like stuck in the past.
I've
innit?
seen Green Room, and I'm like, no, we need to leave. If you've never seen that film,
Oh, that happened, the chili incident as well. So
Chili
basically,
Gate.
I
Oh, that was the worst thing.
this night gets worse.
Okay.
So
Was this the same? Is this the same night?
This is the same night.
This is the same night. We've had some really good times, but this is.
How did we go from talking about highlights to talking about this?
Just go on this.
I blocked this from my memory.
So
We'll come back to the question.
One of the things about the gig was they said, "Oh well, everyone gets fed at the end of the night. There's a big chili fest." So it was like, "Oh, I love chili," and they had loads of nachos and stuff. So there was me thinking, "Oh, this looks great." They had a big old pot of chili, and the point was like, "Do you want some?" I was like, "Yeah." So there was me having some chili, got chili and my nachos. Someone must have said, "Oh, can you just help me load out for just a second?" So I put it on the side for 2 minutes, loaded out. The chili was gone. And so was
Someone nicked his
my
chili.
dreams and everything else.
Someone stole your chili.
Yeah, they just must have played it up in a second.
That's
and
why
then
we've never been back. Just
Not the other thing.
it's left
Not the other thing, no.
Yeah, I think.
If anyone knows where that chili went,
please can you let me know?
message us,
I'll pay for the postage.
That was like 2 years ago. That's going to be gross now.
Well,
No, but I was thinking. Back to the topic.
Back to the topic.
I was we played this thing. I think it was last summer in Sheringham.
Sheringham, yeah.
It was outside. It was in pub gardens. It was part of some event, some
I think it was
festival.
I
they
Visit
had.
Sheringham or something.
So,
like that. It was
some
like
kind of like Sheringham tourism event thing,
Hmm.
and they had this stage in a pub garden, and no one was really watching us, but it was just really fun.
and it was the sort of thing where like 7-year-olds were just flossing.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and it was
I
just
thought
like-
we've made it. People like 7-year-olds are flossing to our music.
Yeah.
Like,
I started our own clap, didn't they? Do you remember
wow.
Oh,
that?
yeah,
No
yeah.
one was really paying much attention, and there was a bit where we clapped. So I thought, right, no one's going to do this. So I'm going to go and do it.
we played Tim Roth, and there was a bit where we sometimes clapped to the audience, and I was like, I'm not going to do it because no one's really paying attention. But James got off his drums and ran into the audience
Yeah,
and
it's
started.
It's amazing.
But yeah,
I did, yeah.
that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Anyway, besides Yarmouth, and that.
It's still not that great.
It was,
Sure,
I
those
think
are-
it was like Optimist played that
They did
show
as
as well.
yeah.
And
So I think our
it was good to.
So I
hang
think
with them
highlights
as
as a
well.
band are like
Just watching
Optimists.
them.
That's one of them.
Highlights and lowlights.
But no, I think this sort of thing in the sense of I think whatever show we're playing and whatever atmosphere and stuff, we always have a really good time. And I think that again is one of my highlights is that just regardless of whatever day we've been having, like getting up on stage with these two, and we just say like the EP is quite cathartic. I think playing for us is quite cathartic as well. Like we always have fun. The songs we love, we really enjoy playing them. So I think again, as a personal highlight is just writing songs with these guys. I know that sounds really cheesy, but no.
Got some nachos with that.
I know.
It's too soon, man.
Let's set them off. Let's set them off.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
But-
Or playing when we played the Fell Out Boy show and Slade were downstairs. I got to see Slade for free. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
The actual
we,
like Christmas band.
Oh, yeah.
we went downstairs and watched them play the Christmas song
Oh,
terribly.
holy shit.
Yeah, no, Noddy wasn't there, so it was
No, it was some
Is he not even there?
No.
B-Tech noddy.
some B-Tech Noddy. That was good.
You guys should have filled in.
I know.
Yeah.
It
Just
would
got
have
up
been
there.
great.
What about you, James?
Plus the highlight.
Well, we've been quite lucky with like the fact that we got the Ruach like endorsements
Ru
and things
music,
as well,
yeah.
and some of the features and things we had. So there's like a Universal Music playlist brand called Headsick who featured us. We're the first band to be featured there, so that was really cool. So we've had there's a few things like that that have really sort of stood out for me. So I feel really lucky to be on a roster with like Shikari and Ash and stuff, and so many amazing bands on that playlist brand and things as well. So just being associated with some of the bands outside, like further afield, has been a highlight as well. Just seeing, because
Bands we
hopefully
grew up listening to.
It's
and,
weird looking
yeah.
on the Rua website and seeing like endorsements, and it's like Enter Shikari, Ash, The Undertones, and then there's just a picture of us.
Yeah.
It's like next to them. It's like, is that right?
Yeah.
They're just ribbing us off.
Yeah.
Some like prank.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Nice.
Sunday motorbike
Yeah.
club, isn't it? Hottest day of the year, put your leathers on.
Drive 3 hours to handstand and
And
just stand
go,
in levers.
and go, yeah, that's nice, and then come back. Just covered in shit.
All right. So, would you like to start a rumor about Bloodlight Honey?
The new EP slaps.
It's not a rumour. It's not a
Not
rumour.
a rumour.
That's a fact.
True.
It's a fact.
I've never started rumours about myself.
Like, should we go positive or negative?
I don't know. Maybe middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
I mean, we won't know if it's true or not.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
one of us is secretly two midgets, but you don't know which.
It's actually a foreman.
Yeah.
Who's got the biggest coat on?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Well,
He has no name.
I feel like I can't give too much away. I've signed a non-disclosure agreement.
Do you mean you have or they have?
I've said too much.
There's a secret Ed Miliband sample on the EP. There you go.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that rumor.
Now I'm questioning if there is.
See?
It's a good way to get people to listen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got to listen really close. But
Send us the timestamp and win a prize.
He's like that Kill Switch. One of their albums has got like a secret fart on the track.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, there's a Muse song where he does a zipper. Isn't
Yeah.
there?
I think.
Like it's space dementia.
Yeah.
There's like loads of guitar feedback, and you just say,
Yeah.
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 When he was at the bar and he was like talking. You seen that video?
No.
Yeah, he's
Adam D.
yeah,
from-
someone
yeah.
just videoed him and he's like doing a solo. Be like, hey, you're doing the
Yeah.
show? Like 2 shots, please. And he's
Yeah.
like, I was like, sorry, I've got to finish this bit. And he's running back. And he's like,
Yeah.
playing the whole time.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of our members is Adam D. from
Yeah.
Kill Switch, just doing a prank. He's one of the midgets in the
So, I'll let you play another song of yours. I'll let you guys choose. It can be either a new one or it
for
can
a
be an
new
old
one?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should we go for?
Alex?
Cool.
Yeah, Annex.
Do you want to properly introduce it, James? Not just.
This song is called Annex.
Nailed it.
Wow.
This is why I don't left to this. The kind of.
This is why you don't have a mic on stage.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that for me.
This blood is who I want to be. This house is where I want to be. This blood is who I want to be. This house is where I want to be.
To be fair, if we upset anyone that was at that Yarmouth gig, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm genuinely nervous about it.
Just isolate that clip.
Yeah, put that at the start and the end.
I'll sample it. You can just have it.
Yeah.
I want that in our song.
Yeah.
No, if you're going to call us tossers, you can do one.
Yeah.
Name and shame.
Yeah.
I
I'm
wish I
genuinely
knew that.
nervous about returning to that place.
What do you mean returning? We're never going back.
No, I mean just generally. Yeah.
Mentally.
As we get into
you've got
Yarmouth territory, they're just like,
Yeah.
there they are. They're at the border waiting.
There's a picture of you up in the local Taco Bell, like, do not serve this man. You're like,
Yeah.
oh no.
I've got a loyalty card that I hope I've got some nacho points on it.
Okay, last question. Guilty pleasures. So, song or an artist
Oh,
you kind of feel embarrassed about
I
to
have
admit
so
that you like.
many.
I don't know
I'm
if
gonna let you pick one because we'll be here.
I could pick like two.
We'll be here a long time otherwise.
I love Dua Lipa.
Yeah?
I'm not that embarrassed about it.
Fair enough.
I've
I've got one.
I think
kind
she's
of
I think she's a
semi-embarrassed.
great artist. And
She does that one song that was really big.
New Rules.
Yeah,
It's a
that
gem.
one.
It slaps.
It slaps.
It's a jam. It
Straight
slaps.
How about it slap?
It does. Listen to the song and you'll be like, yeah, that
It
slaps.
just slaps. It just does.
And
I don't like this new saying.
No, you and me
Not a
both,
fan.
man.
Unironically, I love the Tarzan soundtrack as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You be in my
Yeah.
heart.
I was like, me and Nat will listen to it this morning.
Yeah.
It's like
just having breakfast casually.
like when Phil Collins got commissioned to do a Disney soundtrack, he could have like phoned it in.
Yeah.
He did not.
He
went hard.
Yeah.
He was
He
meant
went-
to do another one, but it didn't happen. I think.
What?
What?
I think it's
Yeah.
just because Tarzan's so good, you just can't top it.
I think he was maybe meant to do Emperor's New Groove, maybe.
Oh, that would have
Oh.
been good.
Yeah,
It's, yeah.
but then they were just trying to control it too much. He was like, "Nah,
Fair enough.
You got to let Phil do his
tame
thing.
it.
Yeah,
you
let
can't,
Phil do his
You
thing.
can't tame Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Tame the-
you
Yeah.
can't
got-
tame the Collins.
You got to let him be like free range and organic, and just
let him wear
Just-
that gorilla outfit."
he's got to channel the film. You can't put constraints.
You can't force that guy.
You're making it sound like you're Snake Charming and everything like that.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
and-
how he writes it.
Yeah. You've got to do the did it, and then he comes out.
Mm.
Sorry.
Yeah, you have to leave and be like, he's like,
Yeah.
He's got to finish it, yeah.
James, guilty pleasure yours?
I used to like Carly Rae Jepsen's music quite a lot. Like, yeah,
Wow.
So I would say that that's probably one of my guilty pleasures. She writes some really good pop songs.
Bops.
It bops.
It bops.
I would say there's
Slaps.
element of bopping.
Bop it,
I
slap
haven't
it.
really-
Slaps, bangs.
Yeah. So much recently, no, but
Instead of making a rumour about ourselves, can we invent a new term?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
can we
bloods.
bloods.
That
that
bloods.
bloods.
Oh, this song bleeds.
Straight honey.
It's like, yeah.
Weirdly, I can see that catching on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that new song by Dua Lipa, that bleeds.
I think I'm semi-embarrassed by my guilty pleasure, but only in the sense of like, maybe I should like more of her stuff. I really, really love the song "Fantasy" by Mariah Carey. That is a tune. If you've heard that one,
I've not heard that one.
Oh,
so,
wow.
so good.
I've only heard that Christmas one.
Yeah, oh, it's way better than Christmas. It's great. The video.
You know she has another Christmas song that no one really knows about.
Really?
All I want
Yeah.
for Christmas is you, part 2.
Extended cut.
No. I'd say Mariah Carey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting mix then.
Yeah. I can't be too embarrassed about it. It's on my
That's-
work playlist.
That's,
Like, I play
that's
it.
our playlist sorted for the drive home. It's
Dua
Dua
Lipa,
Lipa, Carly Rae Jepsen, Mariah
We're a
Carey,
big fan of our
Tarzan soundtrack.
Tarzan soundtrack. Yeah.
Well, I think we've got enough to kind of ruin your reputation. Right?
Sweet.
Enhance.
Yeah.
Can't get worse. Can't get worse than Yarmouth.
Yeah.
The only way is up.
That's like
Can you put that on a t-shirt?
that is our mantra. Blood like honey.
God like
worse
honey,
than
can't
Yarmouth.
get worse than Yarmouth. That's our album now.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to go back because I know it hadn't have changed since I'd last been there like 20 years ago.
No,
It hasn't changed since about.
It has. They have a Taco Bell now, and it's
Really?
definitely
That's
yeah.
the only
Wow.
thing.
Yeah,
I want to go
Well,
there
that's
just for
quite
that.
you should.
That's what you did.
Yeah,
I can play some mini golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That
played
sounds like
we
great.
played a gig in Lowestoft and James made us go via Yarmouth so he could go to Taco Bell.
It was so good. I
Hit
regret
those
nothing.
sites.
Yeah.
Wow.
I tried to get one to open in Norwich, and then they went to Yarmouth.
You genuinely did. Like you messaged like their support team.
I'm
and stuff
surprised.
Like
I thought they'd already be in Norwich.
I thought that
By
as
now.
well. Yeah, but they just.
Why are they in Yarmouth?
I know. It's just apparently
Clearly the locals want it. I don't know.
they've got the Wimpy and now they've got a Taco Bell.
Wow.
What more do you
Is that like
need?
the last Wimpy?
I think it might
Is
be.
it- and the first probably.
Yeah.
There's one in Kings Lynn, isn't there? I'm sure I heard.
That's not
Or
surprising.
Taco Bell or Wimpy.
No, a Wimpy.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah.
still one in.
I
Oh,
think
there
there's
was
one in
anyway.
Colchester, isn't there?
Maybe.
Last time I went to Colchester, there was.
Really? Wow. Let's just hit up all these
'Cause
old
that was a
school
while-
like restaurants.
That was a while
from the
ago, and I
80s.
was like, "These are still around."
Yeah.
I think we need to embark on like a Wimpy tour. Like,
Wimpy
make
and
sure-
Taco
Wimpy tour.
Bell.
Yeah.
Taco Bell tour
Taco
is the
Bell
one
tour.
thing that would. Yeah.
Blood Light Honey Wimpy tour.
No, stop till Taco Bell.
Yeah. I would get that on. I'd probably buy them all.
You get so fat by the end of the
Yeah.
tour.
During the last gig, you're just like, just like trying to hit. That symbol's, that symbol's too far. I'm just going to go the hi-hat.
I was getting the meat sweats when we
You're
played.
just hitting a burger.
Yeah. It's drumsticks just replaced by like churros.
Yeah.
That would be a great music video.
Is
That
this
would
all
be great
going in?
music. Don't give him ideas, but that would be a great music video.
I would be up for that.
Yeah.
I'll film it. Let's do it.
Our music
Yeah.
videos should just be James eating
Eat Taco
tacos.
Bell.
In slow-mo.
See as many. Yeah, keep them
So
coming.
dripping out of his
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good tacos. That'd be a good video.
You trying to plug them? Like
Yeah,
Trying to
they've
get
got-
the endorsement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that sponsorship.
Hit us up
Exactly. Yeah.
at bloodlikehoney1 on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. We should plug your social media.
At bloodlikehoney on Facebook and Instagram, and at bloodlikehoney1 on Twitter.
Is
we're
Blood Like Honey
number-
taken?
Number one.
It is.
Yeah.
Because we're number one.
Wow.
No, but from some, it's not like it's. Yeah, we've never been able to get that one back.
Just buy it off them.
Yeah.
We'll
Sorry,
give you-
Local Distortion is an account that hasn't been used since 2009.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it's dead. And I
Isn't
can't
it
get
so
it.
annoying? That's
Yeah, it's
exactly
the
what.
worst.
Yeah.
I think like the person who's got my name on Twitter has one tweet that was like, probably not going to use Twitter. I was like,
Yeah. I've messaged Twitter so many times about that, and like,
Yeah.
no, can't do anything.
Ugh.
So it has to be inactive for what certain amount of time?
I have no idea.
Oh, well.
Do you want to plug anything else? Spotify? That stuff?
Yeah.
Where's
I've
your
got
EP
League- I've got League
available?
plug.
our EP will be available in all good online music stores, which is all of them.
All streaming services and
Yeah.
downloadable.
You can buy it on
Which
iTunes.
one would you strongly recommend people get
buying
from?
it on iTunes.
Or coming to a show.
Not
buying it
Bandcamp?
from us.
Oh,
You on Bandcamp?
I think we're going to do
Bandcamp,
Bandcamp. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get more
Yeah.
money on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Then Bandcamp.
Yeah. Which streaming service plays the most? Isn't it like Google Play? Listen on Google Play.
If you want
Is
to
it
get
more than
really,
Spotify?
Actually, Napster pays a lot, doesn't it? They
Yeah.
pay
But
like,
no one's on Napster.
Napster pay like
Let's bring
1p
back
per
Napster.
stream.
It's
Oh, that's
there.
good.
I think it's already there. It's just.
I know that because we have one stream and 1p from
Have we?
Napster.
let's bring back Napster. Listen to
Yeah.
us on Napster and Napster only.
Damn
Yeah.
Lars Ulrich.
Get you.
Thank you to my guest, Blood Like Honey, for coming down all the way from
Thank you for
Norwich
having
Town.
us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And you can follow Local Distortion. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, Instagram. We do daily stuff on there. Obviously, subscribe to this YouTube channel because you'll eventually see these guys' acoustic session when that comes out. Who knows when? Maybe in 2 years' time.
Soon.
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 Just when our next EP comes out.
We also have a Mixcloud playlist podcast, which you can listen to loads of unsigned bands. And then we have a Spotify playlist as well called We Are The Alternative, which will have you guys on now as well. And it features all the bands featured on our YouTube channel and all the tracks of the week from our playlist. And we also have t-shirts as well. So if you want to support the channel, you can buy a t-shirt from us. We're just setting up a Big Cartel page. So just search Local Distortion and you'll find it on there, I think. Have you guys got merch? Or will you have merch?
We do have
We do.
merch.
We haven't put it online yet.
Yeah, it's there.
You can get it from a gig.
You
Yeah.
can get it from,
Yeah.
get it from the shows.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Slaps.
It slaps.
It bleeds.
This podcast slaps.
Oops.
I think bleeds needs to catch.
Yeah.
Bleeds. Oh yeah.
Just start using it.